why it's so important that you, my friend, only approach the girls you are genuinely physically attracted to. If you're the type of guy that always settles in his dating life and you never date the types of chicks that you truly want, this video is for you. Now, the reason, most likely, why you aren't getting the girls that you actually desire is probably because you struggle with low self-esteem. You don't feel like you're worthy of the girls that you've always wanted. The hot girls in high school, the cute girls at the nightclub, or like that stunning chick you see walking down the street. You feel like you're a piece of shit and you don't deserve that human being. Maybe it's because you feel like you're too short, you have a fucking weird accent. Maybe you feel like you're not successful enough, have enough money. Maybe you feel like you're not tall enough. Whatever it might be, you have some form of limiting belief that holds you back. But the problem is, if you, my friend, are only dating the girls that you're not super into, and you're only approaching the girls that you're not super into, this then confirms in your reality, my friend, that you are too short, that you don't make enough money, that you aren't successful enough, that you aren't charismatic or funny enough. It just confirms it. That's all you're doing in your world when you don't go for what you actually want. Now, a lot of guys, I see this all the time with my clients, they will see a girl on the street and they'll look at her. They'll see how she's dressed, how she's walking, how she's interacting with the environment. And what they'll do on a subconscious level, I can see it, is they'll start to identify little flaws. Does she also look like she struggles with low self-esteem? Does she dress poorly? Maybe does she have a few little physical flaws? And once they spot that, they go, okay, cool. She's cute, she has flaws, most likely because I feel like I'm a piece of shit and I have low self-esteem and I don't feel worthy. Maybe if I approach her and she's somewhat cute, maybe she'll give me a chance. And that's why so many guys go for those types of girls. And the thing is, like, maybe she has an amazing personality. Like, it could be a really good opportunity to connect with someone. But the thing is, guys, if you're working on this particular area and you want to date the dimes, the stunners, the ones that you really want, we have to change that paradigm. Now, if you see that girl and you approach her, first of all, you're confirming in your reality, again, all of those negative limiting belief systems that you have. And then when you do that, all it does is lower your self-esteem. Because you know in the back of your mind, you're not really doing the thing that you want. You're not really going for the girls you actually, truly desire. So it lowers your self-esteem. This is why it's so important to only approach the girls that you're genuinely into. Because if you approach an absolute stunner, a lot of you have a fear of being rejected. But dude, like, it's a win-win situation. If it goes good, it's awesome. If it goes bad, it's awesome. I'll tell you why. If you approach that stunner and she rejects you, at least you went for what you wanted. You're one approach closer to finding that stunner that you want to bring into your life, that high quality girlfriend, that high quality connection. One approach closer. And also you confirm in your reality that you have the balls to actually go for what you want, which then, again, raises your self-esteem. You feel better about yourself. When you don't go for it, lowers your self-esteem. When you go for it, raises your self-esteem. And then also, why it's a win-win is because, dude, sometimes these cute girls that you approach, the ones that you really like, bro, it goes awesome. Next minute you get her contact details. Next minute you're going on a date. Next minute you take her home. Next minute it's your fucking high-quality girlfriend that you've spent years trying to find. It's a gift. That's why it's so important to only approach the ones you're genuinely into. And if you're in that fucking paradigm where it's like, she's probably not going to be super into me, she might not like me, then all you're going to do is self-perpetuate the self-fulfilling prophecy of you just being a piece of shit and never getting what you want in reality and just settling for mediocrity. So many guys do it. And I promise you, if you're watching this video, a lot of you have probably been in this situation. So I'm here to try and inspire you to actually go for what you want. Now, there are some other caveats here because some guys, let's say they're working on dating and self-development, they're trying to practice cold approach. I understand sometimes you're not always going to approach the absolute stunners. And I actually genuinely think this is not a bad strategy when it comes to learning. I actually recommend to clients when they first start doing cold approach, if they want to learn how to start conversations, have more engaging conversations, to build attraction, to be more self-amused, to practice the different skill sets that we teach, yeah, bro, you should just approach like, you know, the 6s or the 7s, the ones you're not super stoked about, but are somewhat cute, because then you can at least practice the skills and build references. But after a while, there's diminishing returns. Because when you approach women you're not genuinely into, you will build the reference, yes, but some of these references are a little bit artificial. They're not 100% correct because you've probably felt it before. When you go up to a girl and you say, hey, excuse me, like I thought you were really cute, I want to come say hi, and you're not really stoked about her, there feels this like icky incongruence about talking to this girl. And you got to understand the universe or the world is a reflection of your internal world belief systems and the way that you feel and the way that you're acting. So the girl, because of like fucking mirror neurons and the law of state transference, she can feel this lack of interest and this incongruence, and she's going to feel icky as well. And then what happens is you use optimal social skills. You know, you're coming across real charismatic, you're funny, you're charming, you're getting to know her, and you go for contact details. And then next minute she either says no, says she has a boyfriend, or when you text her, she doesn't reply. And you're like, what the fuck? What happened? But in the back of your mind, you were like, I wasn't really into her anyway. I was just kind of doing it for the reference experience. And then you're like, what do I need to change in terms of my social skills to improve? And it's like, bro, well, if you did that with an actual stunner, with a girl that you genuinely liked and you were genuinely curious about and you would have been stoked to see again, I promise you, as long as she was emotionally available, you guys had natural chemistry, you probably would have had her reply and go on a date with you. Your social skills were probably fine. So sometimes the danger of building references and practicing the skill set with chicks you're not super into, you actually get rejected like all the time because it's not congruent. You're not really into the chick. So you have to be mindful of this as well. That's why at some point, guys, in the learning process, after you build enough references, only, and I mean only, go for the girls that you're extremely attracted to. And also in terms of learning as well, I might as well mention this, the more you approach the girls that you define as a stunner, the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, the ones you're super stoked about, we basically do a thing what we call progressive desensitization. You start to get very comfortable in the presence of beautiful women. And the more comfortable you can get going for the girls that you like, and the more comfortable you can get interacting with the girls that you like, the more you start to express yourself more authentically, you start to feel more entitled, and it's more in your reality. So there's only benefits to approaching the chicks you are genuinely into. So to wrap up the video, guys, remember, if you struggle with low self-esteem and you want to raise it, you want to feel better about yourself, you want to build more confidence, you want to fucking go for what you want, you make sure, my friend, you only approach the girls you're genuinely into. This will change your entire life. And if you're out there learning, okay, there's a little bit of leeway to build the reference experiences, that's fine. But once you've got the foundations done, guys, only approach the girls you're super stoked about. And I promise you, this is how you make the paradigm shift and you'll start to consistently date the girls you have always wanted. Awesome, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this type of dating and self-development content. And if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. And guys, if you want to find out some more about our coaching services or you want some free content that we don't usually post here on the YouTube channel, boys, we have a free private Facebook group where we have tons of articles, PDFs, free trainings, mini courses, videos, you name it, in the Facebook group. So click in the description below to join that bad boy. And until then, I will see you guys in the next video.